Hi and welcome. Today we're going to do a little rehab joint stabilization for both the knees and for the hips and pelvis. So this just helps to kind of strengthen the muscles surrounding these two joints, as like one weakness in one will affect the other, and just to bring some strength into the pelvis and to the abs. So if you are just coming back to dance after a long break, this is a great way to just kind of help like reset and turn your system on. If you are recovering from, if you have like sore knees or you're recovering from injuries or anything, this is a great video to just help bring that strength and stability back to your joints. So I have a couple things with me here today. I have a yoga block. You can also just use a pillow. If it's like a really squishy pillow, you might want to fold it in two, but just something that we're going to use between the knees for our hip bridges. And the other thing that I have is my foam roller. So again, you can use another pillow or a bolster, anything like that. This is just for our leg to rest on. We're not going to do any foam rolling today. We're just going to be using it as a prop to lift our leg. So with that, let's get started. Actually start standing. So I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see me. So let's just take a second to just lift the legs up and down. And we're just going to kind of let them fall underneath our hip bones here. So they're not coming out too wide or anything. So just walking them up and down. And then we're just going to take a second to shift the weight back and forth in our feet and just really find your center of gravity. So really find that place where you've got the weight resting in all four corners of your feet. So we're going to take a nice deep breath in, and then on the exhale, I'm going to think about bringing my belly button in towards my spine. My knees are slightly bent. And then big inhale. And exhale, drawing the belly button in towards the spine, thinking about bringing length into the low back here. So on my next inhale, at the top, then I'm going to tuck my chin in towards my chest. And exhale, we're going to roll down, but we're going to go one vertebrae at a time. So I'm going to start with just tucking my chin down to my chest. And then from there, my shoulders are kind of going to round in. That part of my spine is going to start rounding. Again, I'm pulling my belly button in towards my spine, rolling down one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow. You can have a nice bend in the knees here. And arms are nice and relaxed at the end of your shoulders. Slowly roll down. You can have your knees as bent as you need to. Bring your hands down to the floor. We'll take a nice deep breath here. Then I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to think about pressing the weight down through my heels, and I'm going to push up through my legs, coming back up in the opposite way we went down. So we're going to roll back up one vertebrae at a time, nice and slow, and just think about that spinal movement reversing, the belly button's in towards the spine, the hips come down, and then we roll up, and the head's the last thing to come up. Good. So we're going to roll down one more time, so take a nice deep breath. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to tuck the chin into the chest, and then again, rounding the shoulders forward, belly button in towards the spine, curling one vertebrae at a time. Good. Again, you can have the knees bent here, coming all the way down to hands on the ground. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. Now I'm going to think about sitting my hips down a little bit, and I'm going to lift my hands in front of me, so I'm going to come up in my spine but keep my hips low. And then again, we're going to stop here for a second and think about tucking that belly button into the spine so we're nice and straight through the spine here. And then sink a little deeper into the hips. The weight is more in the back of our feet right now, heels, so you should be able to lift your toes a little bit. Good. And then from here, we're going to come up to standing, squeezing through the glutes. Good, and then we're going to now engage, come into our squat, but we're going to start the movement from that pulling belly button into the spine. So I'm going to inhale, exhale, think about pulling my belly button into my spine, and it sends my hips back and down, and I bend down, spine straight. Good, and then we're going to come up and squeeze the glutes, just push the hips forward a little bit, okay? So let's go for belly button to spine. We're going to go 8, and up to standing. Belly button in, hips sit back, weight in the heels, 7, and squeeze at the top. 6, squeeze at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, good, don't let the knees collapse as soon as you come down and fall out. Last one, 1. We're going to hold here, hold low. Good, belly button into the spine so you can sink a little bit lower. You're going to either hold this for 10 seconds or we're just going to do little pulses down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming all the way back up. Good. Give the legs a little shake. Okay, so now we're going to come down to our mat. Okay, so we're going to start lying down on our backs here. Come all the way down. So we're going to do some hip bridges here, so I'm just going to explain them first, and then we'll just go and do a round of a few. So you can get your block or your small pillow now if you have it, and we're going to place it between the legs, and we're going to think about squeezing in a little bit, so you don't want this to drop. So I have it in between my legs this way, so the thin side. Okay, so now our knees are just gently pressing into that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start that roll just in the spine again. So what I'm going to think about doing here is pushing my belly button down towards the ground, sending the belly button to spine. We're going to squeeze the block just gently between our legs. You don't have to give it 100%, but just give it a little squeeze. Inhale and then exhale. I'm going to kind of tuck my belly button in. I'm going to roll my lower spine up, squeezing my glutes, pushing my heels down into the ground. Good. And then thinking about drawing your heels back towards you. So when we come up, you don't have to come all the way up into a shoulder bridge. We're just doing a hip bridge here. So we're just rolling through the lower spine, squeezing into the block, coming up, squeezing the glutes. Heels are pushing down and slightly back towards our glutes. And down. So we're going to do 8 of those full range, and then we're going to stop at the top and do 8 little pulses. And again, you can pulse here or just hold, okay? So shoulders nice and relaxed on the ground. We've got our block between the legs. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button into the spine, squeezing into the block and heels down into the ground. We're going to roll up for 8. Drop the hips down. 7. Drop the hips down. 6. Drop them down. 5. Squeeze 4, pushing up. 3, 2, last one. We're going to hold it up here at the top, and then you're either going to hold and just squeeze into the block, or we're going to just drop the hips halfway down for 8, 7, 6, 5, heels coming back towards you, 4, 3, 2, last one, coming all the way down. Good. You can take the block out from between your legs, and then we'll take the knees into the chest and just give it a little squeeze. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Good. So we're going to do a 1-minute dead bug. So we're going to just be on our back for another second here. So dead bug, we're going to have our knees up and our hips at 90. So I want my my knees just lined up over my hips here, and then my feet are flexed. So I'm kind of thinking it's almost like I'm standing. There's a floor in front of me. And then we're going to bring the arms up, and you're thinking about the shoulder blades being wide on the back, so the shoulder blades are moving apart from each other, and our palms are turned facing back. So my palms are towards my face. And we're just going to hold this position here. So as we're maintaining this, we're making sure that that belly button is staying in towards the spine, pushing down to the ground. You should feel this engaged through your core and your lower abs a little bit. All right, so let's come on up, and we're going to hold this for a minute. Nice deep breaths, making sure that you have good form. Good. Shoulder blades wide on the back. Think about turning the palms towards the back a little bit, and we're rotating from the shoulder, not just the wrist. Good. Knees over the hips. Taking nice deep breaths, and then pushing that belly button towards the spine. Good. Making sure that the legs aren't flopping out, or that they're not falling and resting on each other, so they're just hip width apart. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, belly button to the spine. And inhale. And exhale. Belly button in towards the spine. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. One more nice deep breath. And exhale. Good. We'll grab the knees, squeeze them into the chest, give a little squeeze. Okay, so we're gonna come onto our sides now. So now you can grab your foam roller or your bolster, whatever else you have. Actually, wait, first, okay, we'll leave that aside, but we're gonna grab it in a sec. So we're gonna start lying on our side, and I'm going to, you can have a pillow under your head, or you can just be lying on your arm. You can have your head up if you want. I'm gonna take my knees up in front of me here. So I'm making an L shape with my legs. So my ankles are just below my knees, making a straight line, and my knees are in line with my hips. So I'm making an L shape on the floor. Okay, hand is in front of us, and as we do these exercises, you want to make sure to not let the pelvis wiggle around. So we're trying not to let the pelvis move. We're going to just isolate the hip muscles, so you'll feel a nice deep burn kind of in the hip here. So we're going to start just by lifting the top leg up. You can have your hand on your pelvis to make sure it hasn't shifted back, and then bring it back down to the top knee, okay? So inhale, so we're thinking about belly button to the spine again. We're still engaging the core, open, and close, and open, and close. Good, making sure the pelvis isn't rocking back, open, and close. So we'll do 4 more, we'll go for 8, so 4, and close, 3, and down, 2, and down, last one up, and down. Okay, good. Now we're going to keep the toes together, so we're still going to open the knees, but we're keeping our feet, my ankles are together. So I'm going to move back, make sure I'm in frame. Okay, so we're going to open again for 8. So we're going to open 8, and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, we're going to hold it up, and then we're just going to bend and straighten the knee a little bit. Bend and straighten. Good. And bring it back down and close. Okay, now we're going to grab our foam roller. So I'm going to bring it up. So my top leg is going to come to rest on top of the foam roller. So I'm going to bend my knee up just like it was in the previous exercise, making an L shape. And my bottom leg behind the foam roller, see this, you can see, my bottom leg is just straight over here. So this is just resting up on the foam roller. Okay, so thing again, making a straight line through the body. Take a nice deep breath in. Belly button to the spine, and now we're going to think about just lifting the bottom leg. So you're going to think about lifting the inside of the foot up and down. Up and down. You can have your hand in front of you for balance. Up and down. Lifting up and down. Good. Up. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up, little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and back down. Good. Let's switch sides and do that all on the other side. Okay. So we're going to come both knees in front. So again, we're making that L shape with our legs, knees in line with the hips, ankles in line with the knees. And then we can be lying on the hand, or you can have it be up. Hand in front of you or on the hips to make sure that pelvis isn't rocking back. So the pelvis should stay neutral. Belly button to spine. We're going to open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. We'll go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Now, keeping the ankles together, we're going to open just little clamshells. Open and close. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. 4, 3, 2, last one. Open. We're going to hold it here and then just straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. One more, straighten and bend. Good, bringing that back down. Okay, grab again your foam roller. We're going to straighten the bottom leg out. Top leg comes into an L shape, resting on top of the foam roller. Bottom leg straight. Inhale, exhale, belly button to spine. We're going to lift the bottom leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back down. Okay, good. So we're going to do one more exercise here. This is for your knees. So if you are on the carpet, or if you have socks on your hardwood floor, it might help. We're going to slide the feet a little bit here. So this is for the knees. I'm just going to fold my yoga mat in half because I want my feet to be on the floor, so I've got a little bit of slip with my socks. And then we're going to come back down to our backs. Okay, so then from here, we're going to start with one knee. I'm going to again think about engaging my belly button in towards the spine. And then I'm going to just slide my one foot out all the way, keeping the belly button into the spine. And then I'm going to pull it up and back in and squeeze. Okay, so let's go for 8 on each side. Just so this is another knee exercise. Okay, inhale, exhale, belly button to spine. Good. Inhale, slide the foot out. And exhale, slide it in, squeezing it in towards the glute. Good. Go for 7. And 6. And 5. And 4. 3. 2. And 1. Good. Other side. Again, check in with your spine. Make sure that your belly button is in towards the spine. The low back is flat on the floor. And inhale, slide the foot out. Exhale, we're going to slide it in and squeeze the heel towards the bum. Good. Inhale out, 7. Exhale, pull it back and squeeze. Inhale, 6. Exhale, squeeze. 5. 4. 3. 2. Make sure your other knee's not falling out. And 1. Good. Give the knees a little squeeze in towards the chest. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. You can roll onto one side and push yourself up to seating. Okay, thanks so much for joining for that little rehab series. So if you're, again, just coming out of an injury or something, if this felt a little tricky for you, go ahead and just, give a little break day. You can repeat it as much as you like. If you feel like you're getting stronger, you can try it twice a day. This would be great to do once in the morning and once in the evening. And try doing this video every day for the next couple weeks and see how you feel. All right, thanks for joining.